everybody, welcome back in to Enomoto Part 6, where hopefully we'll be solving this murder mystery soon. And the caller, dwelling on something unanswerable won't help. So we decided to try to change her perspective and went to visit Saki, our friend who got shot, protecting our little brother. Was breathing lightly in bed with his eyes still closed. He was still in a coma, so we were only allowed to visit him because we were with the police. Oh, I want him to wake up. I really want him to be okay, because if he's not okay, I'm going to be, like, really, really sad. Like, it's going to be really just heartbreaking. He's personally responsible for what happened. But it wasn't his fault. I can't be weak-willed so that I don't let his sacrifice go to waste. As a police officer, I have to stand up and fight so he would be proud of me. I'm still kind of sad that Mino's eye patch isn't needed, that it's fake, that he wears it just because. I'm sure he was making a vow to himself to reignite his dedication. Yes, I'm very sorry to intrude. Not at all. Damage to his kidney dropped his condition to critical for a while. Oh, he had kidney damage? Oh, crap. We'd have to apologize and show our thanks to Saki's family sometime. Reluctantly, we both said our goodbye and left. I mean, I feel like that was a really short visit. Like, if nothing was really said. Okuda's statement and Onoda's announcement had become an open dispute every time the topic was discussed on the news. Ah, interesting. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess I could see it. Silly phone calls for people who agreed. No notice continually came into. I mean, don't call us if you agree with them. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm thinking right now. People are calling who are siding with a notice due to their anger over X Day. To be honest, I don't think his words would influence someone who's I mean, part of it was also I think because what he did with Mino in the video. But as of now, there haven't been any incidents. But you can't deny that there is a strange tension build up after Notice's announcement. Let's just make sure we stay alert. Yeah, stay on your toes, folks. During lunchtime, I was on the roof alone. Basha murdered Fuji because he took away his dream. Her actions can't be forgiven, but she definitely felt she had valid reasons. If that's the truth behind X Day, then it wouldn't be unlikely that I'd get another order from the caller soon. I've been alone plenty of times, but a notice never contacted me again. I can't just sit around awaiting a response. I'm scared, but I should try to contact them. I look around to confirm that I was alone. I then try to talk to the caller. The police officer murdered case has been solved. I've also discovered that the incidents were a series of proxy murders done for revenge. What are you hoping to get out of making me learn all of these things? My body tensed up in preparation for a response from the caller. I waited, but I didn't hear anything from the caller, let alone a voice. The caller hasn't said anything to me in a while. Could there be some reason that they're not responding, or that they can't respond? Maybe they were too busy to watch over me, or their surveillance system wasn't working if that was true. Then I could do what I want. I would not risk that, man. But even so, I couldn't be too optimistic. That also meant that the chances of me getting this caller off had decreased. What should I do? I still didn't know the reason why I noticed placed the collar on me, but at this rate, on X Day, no, there's no point in dwelling on negative things I can't control. I mean, it's a possibility that you die on X Day. It would suck, but it's a possibility. Mino also said that we should try and affect whatever was within our reach. I can be depressed once I've done all I can. I left the roof and took a different approach. I mean, that's solid. What I can do right now is get caught up on the investigation. HQ is currently investigating ex-cons and acquitted people since the announcement made by Notice. Now that it was discovered that they were operating on a nationwide scale, we didn't know just how many people they intended to execute. I didn't know how much has progressed since I needed to speak to someone at HQ to get information on that. But SRCPO rarely gets to interact with upper management. I think you might be an exception. I see wrinkles between your eyes. Something wrong? I need to talk to upper management to ask them some questions so I can get some information, but like, I know the chances are slim. Oh, how convenient. There aren't many potential incidents now, but that doesn't mean there won't be more in the future. If you're just going to turn in a report, I'll go do it for you. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure you're exhausted from dealing with the calls. Well, I guess there's no follow-ups they'd need for that for sure, if you don't mind. No problem. I just want to talk to someone. I want to talk to one of the bigwigs. Let me talk. But the office was bustling with people making phone calls or writing on the blow-up map of Japan. They may be marking the map with people who have collars. If I head a little closer, I might be able to see how many people have collars. I insufficiently gravitated towards the map when I felt a tap on my shoulder. Is there something you want? Commissioner! Hey, look! Here's your chance! I don't know why I find this so funny. I straightened my posture immediately and held the report out to him. I've come to turn in the report from Special Regan Crime Prevention Office, but everyone here seems so busy. We're all trying to determine the number of so-called criminals who have had collars placed on them. The report from me and glances at me. Is it usually the one who comes to give me this report? Have you come here today because you're curious about the progress we made in our... Actually! That's exactly why I'm here. Apparently, he knew exactly what I was doing. I said this before, but now more than ever, the police must unite as one. Receiving detailed reports like this allow us to know all the available information. Preventing crimes requires us to pay attention to what the citizens who live in the affected areas have to tell us. Oh, yeah, their opinion is that we all suck. It's noted that in his report, but we received many calls about the collar in general. I thought that if I could understand the current situation of the investigation, I'd be able to respond to them better. Suppose so. I was planning on relaying that information that we'd gathered once it had all been collected. To be honest, we still don't know just how many people there are across Japan that have had collars placed on them. Considering how they said they would judge those with collars, it's likely that those collars contain poison or explosives. It seemed that they hadn't figured out the collar's mechanisms yet. If it were poison, it might be some obscure or unknown type of poison. Yes, and Notice has expressed a desire to execute all criminals. So it's likely that they developed a unique poison for this occasion. And Notice made their announcement on, Okute was on TV. Later in the trial, Okute's connection to Notice could not be proven. But considering the timing content of the announcement yesterday, doesn't it seem likely they're connected? He'd be dealt with in a similar way to... Oh. Yeah. The reason Notice doesn't take action would mean that Okute is more than a pawn, or an indication that their methods have changed. We're rounding up suspects from this month's cases, but we still have not penetrated Notice's inner workings. So we don't know where Okute fits within their organization. And also, there's still no hard proof that he is related to Notice. We've been following him since his release, but he hasn't made contact with any suspicious people yet. All we can do now is focus on finding those with collars and taking them into protective custody. This is a nationwide threat, so this process is going to take us a while. If we had someone like Zaku assisting us, I'm sure we'd be progressing much quicker. I saluted the vexed Minagishi and exited the room. Oh no. After I left Investigation HQ, I wondered what I could do to help. What could I do to look for people who have the same color as I do? But if there's criminals, they wouldn't be living a normal life like I am. And, I mean, maybe it's just her, but I know at least for MC here, she was told to not let anyone... Oh my gosh, find out about the collar. Be able to help out with the search. Since he quit the police force, Shizaki might think it was troublesome to return. But right now, he is the only one that can help with this current situation. I should try asking. Ask! You don't know if you don't try. After work, I left the station and headed to the office. Huh? You're going home too? You're usually so carefree, but you look pretty gloomy today. Did something happen? He always blurts out. I don't know if they're annoying. He kind of just says what he's thinking. Mention is the same as this one. Pointed it at my neck over my scarf. That's a reasonable deduction. So if X-Day happens, then I'm going to die, along with many others. We arrested Kobayashi, but there wasn't any reaction from the caller. I was talking to Minigishi at HQ today, and he said that we'd probably be able to find all the people with collars. I was planning on going to the office and talking to him about it. Knowing you, you're probably serious about it. You never change. What exactly do you mean by that? I said they'd judge criminals. You're thinking about saving them over yourself? Of course, Noda's definition of criminals is too broad. I can't just watch them die, I have to help. If there are others out there who have been collared like me, I can't just let them stay like that way. There might not be anything I can do. If you want to find people with collars, you have a pretty good lead. Right here. Smiled, and then he pointed at my neck. If the collars are all fairly similar, it shouldn't be too hard to track them. That means you really are soft-hearted, aren't you? You do things inefficiently. You ignore your own plight and worry about others. It's gotten too old. I'm just saying, you and Enomoto are like, well, I think you two should stay that way. There's no need to change. I'm just a little bit envious. Well, good luck. That was weird. I stood still as I watched him go. I suddenly gasped and put my hand to my neck. If everyone has the same color as I do, we might be able to take advantage of this. Previously said it was made with a highly sophisticated system. Back then, we didn't know how they'd react, so we didn't try to check it too thoroughly. We ignored all the risks and ran more tests. We might learn more. If it's being remotely controlled, it should transmit some sort of electrical signal. In that case, it might be possible to follow the signal to find other people with collars. I should ask about this. I quickly made my way to the office while feeling grateful. On the way to the office, I passed by Chicken train station. Announcement the other day? Well, I think the law is too ambiguous. I feel it allows true evil to roam free too often. Notice judging the criminals themselves may actually save some people. The announcement video publicly denounced the crimes of police officers kidnapped in April, so it stands to reason that the other 3 missing officers are also criminals awaiting judgment. If they were allowed to run free, the people they hurt would feel like there was no justice. Don't you agree? Murderer is too extreme, but in general, I can understand what he's getting at. People who think that he's wrong are people who haven't been hurt in their lives. There's truth to what he's saying, but he's literally advocating people being ruled by violence and mob justice. That's insane. A murderer is one thing, but judging evil people is way too vague. Declaring all evil to be worthy of death, that's just too. Opinions are tossed about in the night. Even the people on their phones stuck out to me. I did a search for Okuta on my cell phone and found pockets of the internet agreed with him. My boss is harassing me at work. He's my boss, so I can't say or do anything. But everyone knows that he's evil. I don't think it's wrong for him to be judged. I'm being bullied at school. I couldn't tell anyone and considered suicide. So does this mean the bullies are definitely evil? They've done enough to be called that. They should be judged. They don't deserve to live. Ooh. Playing God, judge, God, and executioner. people who felt persecuted were expressing support. If all evil people die, life would be better. But then how do you define evil? Everyone at one point or another would be evil because intentionally or unintentionally, people have hurt people, right? Like, I've hurt people unintentionally. I don't necessarily think that makes me evil. You know what I mean? Like, and like to those who I have hurt unintentionally, and I've learned that I've hurt them, I have apologized. But man, this is so vague. If the police laws are too vague, then they can reform their laws. Evil is too vague because different people see different things as evil. It's cold outside. I'll make something warm for you. Thank you. His caring expression looked painful. He must have been worried about me and the collar. Eno disappeared into the kitchen as I looked around the room. Nagari was looking through a newspaper article about the incident. He was at his own seat researching something. I came to the office to ask you something about my collar. If we isolate the signal from the collar and track it, won't we be able to locate the whereabouts of the other people with collars? Stop typing the moment those words left my lips. If it's possible, well, that would work, then I'd like to try it. Nani? I turned around to see that Mino had rushed in with a troubled look on his face. You heard the voice of the collar. If Notice thinks what you're doing is disadvantage for them, they'll kill you. I know that, but... I agree with Enomoto. Nagari quietly spoke as he looked at the collar on my neck. I've personally seen you suffer from a poison in the collar. I can't let you do anything that will risk your life. I knew that Mino and Nagari both cared deeply for me. If they just wanted to find a Notice by whatever means necessary, then they wouldn't have stopped me. They're prioritizing my life here. I should be thankful for that. Because I knew that just pained me even more. I know that there is danger, but if there's a possibility... No. If there's even a small chance of you dying, then I won't allow it. Experienced Fuji's death, so I knew all too well how it felt to have someone close die. I knew that he would oppose it, but even so... He's even more worried than when we first met, starting to invest... Yeah, because you guys are lovers now! Like, you guys fell in love, and he cares for you deeply. And he doesn't want someone else he cares for to die. Especially by the hands of a Notice. Like, dude. I mean, that's fair. I don't think he would do anything. He might be coarse and a little harsh sometimes, but he's a good guy. You have to take a chance. Isn't now that time? Why are you so calm? If you take a chance and something happens to her, it's too big to take risks with no reward. I only gamble when the timing and odds are right. I'm so excited to do his route. I think he's next. I think it's him, white hair boy, cat boy, last route. So theoretically, they've heard this entire conversation, but they're not saying anything. Therefore, either checking that signal isn't detrimental to them, or the collar surveillance isn't working right now. Don't taunt the perpetrator. We don't know anything on their end. If they had a problem with this, they would have spoken up a while ago. In fact, they'd have said something the moment we talked about it. With the failed bomb of the Metropolitan Office, it's obvious there's some confusion among Notice. Something could be distracting them right now, and that gives us an opening to research the collar. However, we don't know how deep we can go and still be considered safe. I'll try and stay clear of that line, but there are still risks here. I trust in your skills. I can't just do nothing and let people become victims. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die fighting. Seems like that stupid cat's made up her mind, so what about you two? Are you still opposed? I don't want her to be in any pain. I never ever want to see that, but she's made up her mind, so this isn't the time to be weak-willed. Are you sure about this? Yes, I know how determined she is better than anyone, as well as what she wants to protect. I don't want to deny her of her fight. Aww. This is cute and sad, because like If this goes bad, she's dead. But it could go well, and she not die. That was my intention from the start, dumb cat. Sit yourself down. Sit! Sit, boy! I sit down on the sofa, and Sasaki types up something on his computer. Right next to him, Mino watched everything and swallowed hard. It's okay, I'm sure Zuko will be able to do this. My entire body was all tensed up, preparing for any emergencies, but unexpectedly, his hand stopped. Maybe he's found something, or perhaps he's been stopped by the collar's security measures. I stopped myself from peppering him with numerous questions I had and looked at him. I can follow the data managing the collar and access the main system. Seeing how he noticed isn't stopping you, could you take over the system? My gut says it wouldn't be impossible, except something worrying you? First off, it'll take time to get through their security. However, that means the data that's being protected by all of that intense security must be really important. Additionally, once I take over the system, I can overwrite the collar's data. So, it'd be possible to remove the collars, that's what you mean, right? What? I don't know if that's a smug look or a look of pain. Always interrupted by Zuko's every time he's about to say something important. But today was different. I've wondered about this for a while. Fuji wasn't the only one kidnapped in April, right? He nodded in response to Mina's word. Yeah, there were 4. And we know for sure Fuji died, but we don't know about the other 3. It was prior to the quarantine. There's a chance they're outside Shinjuku now. If we can narrow down the range a little, we could do a search. But because we didn't know anything about where they were taken, it was frustrating. Mino saw me bite my lip, and he looked up as if he just recalled something. The 3 of them are criminals in Noah's eyes. Could it possibly that they'll be publicly executed on X Day? Oh, I saw a TV program earlier, and he mentioned something like that. They might have collars placed on them, so that implies that they aren't dead yet. Yeah, if they're alive, they're being imprisoned so that they can be used later. If they are wearing the same type of collar, shouldn't it be possible for us to find out where the 3 of them are? Looks like the idiot evolved a bit. I'll be blunt, it's possible, but if they notice us and counterattack, it's over. But we still might be able to save those 3 cops. They were shown on screen even when Fuji was murdered. They were wearing masks, but they must have heard the gunshots. They must have been fearful, wondering when they would be next. It must have been a living hell. Can we prioritize finding the collar for those 3? But don't you want your collar off as soon as possible? The risk attached to them finding out is the same either way. Yes, but I think they're in a much more serious situation than I am. We can remove my collar once they've all been safely removed. Our system intrusion will be discovered by a notice sooner or later. They will likely increase security or rework their security entirely. We risk not being able to remove your collar and them knowing we were in the system. I'm honestly afraid, but I'm not the only person who's afraid right now. Fear can't be the sole justification for me being saved first. Normal women would hesitate, but you gotta just go and put it like that, huh? You're so brave. It's annoying. What? I'm just saying what I'm thinking. I know, I'm not mad at you or anything. I'm just reaffirming that the woman I love is a bad. Oh, this is so cute. What's a better time to express that than right now? You too? So what's the call? You decided which to prioritize? Don't mind me for now. Prioritize finding the whereabouts of the 3 police officers. Wait a sec. Can't we do both at the same time? Huh? Whether you look at 3 or figure out how to remove the collar, you have to break into the main system, right? You do that while I go and try and physically look for the 3 cops. You're going to look? How are you going to do that without any lead? I do have a lead. I noticed that in their first announcement that they're going to make Shinjuku the starting point of the rebirth. So obviously they must have them imprisoned somewhere here in Shinjuku. Your brain seems to be working in overdrive today. Maybe you're using up a lifetime of thinking now. The life of the woman I love is on the line. Of course I'll step it up. Mino maintained the serious expression on his face despite Zuko's biting sarcasm. What? I still don't understand that smile. Oh my gosh, it's like, it kind of makes him look kind of evil, but like also really cute, but also like, I don't know if you're gonna like help or not. So maybe evil's not the right word. Evil's not the right word. Mischievous, up to no good. It's still a huge surface area. It'll be difficult to do it by yourself. I'll take care of it with my tracking abilities and cut. Don't get in over your head. Though it won't be much, I'll help too. You think I'll just abandon you guys? You know when I moved by Yangi's kindness. Prioritizing those three is fine, but there's a limit to what I can do while infiltrating a notice's network. What, really? Considering who we're up against, yes. Oh, so, cybercrimes at Investigation HQ is working to locate the target, aren't they? If we need to speed things up, then working with them is going to be the best way. That's true. Told me that getting Zuko's help would be best. You might not like it, but would you mind cooperating with Investigation HQ for us? Don't try and persuade me with theory eyes. You're gross. Screw you. I'd like to ask you that too. Can you please help with the investigation? Fine, I'll do it. He's like, I don't really want to, but because you asked. I believe in you. I knew you wouldn't forsake your friends. I knew your warm-heartedness more than anyone. Who said I'd do it for free? This is a matter of give and take. Did you forget what I said before? When Mino bowed to him, Zuko said that Mino had to be his servant and that his help cost 10 donuts. I think that's what his conditions were. It's going to be a pretty hefty fee. Make sure you have enough money to pay it. Can you possibly give me a friendship discount? You need to be my friend first for that to apply. He's the devil. Shut up. Stop complaining. Had been quietly watching over this exchange and he suddenly spoke up. If you're going to cooperate with HQ, you may have to reveal Hashino's collar. Oh. For the time being, I'll only tell Is that alright with you, you dumb cat? Yes. Since they'd be cooperating with the police, we couldn't withhold our information. If this information gets back to the notice, I might be killed immediately. But I believed that this was a good opening, so I took the chance. I'm sure you're worried. No matter what I say, your mind's made up, and it wouldn't make a difference. So instead, I'll respond with action. I will find those three people with the same collar as you and save them. His words were filled with a powerful determination. You're filled with determination. Love! We had all joined forces in an attempt to release the people from their collars. Side of notice. Ooh. At some point, it's gonna have to time jump. We'll give you a call just as soon as the studio is ready for you. All right. Get me more exposure in the media. After everyone, my innocence in court notice hasn't given me any more orders, or rather, that video announcement declared that my opinions were unrelated to notice as well. Notice, according to Zero, after my part in the July incident, it was planned for me to be caught. After I was acquitted, I was supposed to become the spokesperson for Notice. I fulfilled all of my duties until now, so why? I don't understand why they would just discard me now. I had a bad feeling when I heard that Fuji's murderer had been caught. And Notice could have planned on using me and then casting me aside from the start. I mean, this is true. They said that they were going to cause X Day, but their actual intentions are unknown. Because the Notice is a faceless organization, I was to use my new profile in the media to sway their opinion and gain their trust. There are more people who have begun to agree with me. I mean, there are and there aren't. I would say it's pretty split right now. And I will use them as a stepping stone and change this nation. Boy, howdy, dude. That's a dangerous, danger. I see. That's somewhat unbelievable. But with Zuko going this far out of his way, I know I can believe this information. I was afraid of revealing the existence of my collar, but Migishi didn't escalate the situation and calmly looked over Zuko. That's a great proposition for us too. I promise your collar will be kept secret. Thank you. I'm glad that we got that dealt with quickly, and with the work we're about to do, she needs to be close by. Yes, I'll tell Machida that of the circumstances without revealing the collar. Yes, please. I'll head over to the cybercrimes team to see what progress they've made so far. After he said that, Zuko briskly walked away. Considering your situation, I understand how dangerous of a gamble this is for you. Once the main analysis of the data begins, it's going to be a tense situation. It may not be much consolation, but please rest up while you can. Guys, not related to this at all, but I bought tres leche cake recently because I was really craving tres leche cake, and we had some. Well, I found some when I was out. So I bought some, and oh my gosh, it hits the spot. But nothing beats homemade tres leche cake, but I didn't want to buy the ingredients for homemade tres leche cake, so I bought one instead. And it was good. Oh. Hey, it's my friend! Did you need something? I was going to eat lunch with you today, but when I went to fill up her, she was going berserk. I can't deal with her alone like this, so can you please help me out? I'll help. I don't know what I can say to help. That's totally fine. You just need to be there. Well, if that's all you need me to do, I understand. Alright, let's meet up with real operations. She patted me on the shoulder and I quickly darted off. Lunch. I've never really talked with... Is that the... Oh wait, who... Is this the lady I'm thinking of? Not 100% sure. About to find out. Yup. Was squinting angrily, was obviously not in a good mood. Something wrong? Right now, right when I was about to ask, when speak, Sakura attempted to stop me. She's upon the opportunity. Way beyond just something wrong. She's... Oh boy, what did we just open? We opened a can of worms, that's what we did. Director is just way too irresponsible. He just up and vanishes all the time. I had to go to all sorts of places to clean up after him so that everything kept working. Oh, when I first met her, she was talking about how she had to take care of him. I realized now what she meant. Pent-up anger didn't stop there. If he were a teenager, then maybe I could understand his behavior. But the chief is already 29. He's older than I am. He has job responsibilities to uphold. I don't know how many times I asked him to let us know before he's just going to disappear. I tell him every single time. I mean, if this is a common thing, then yeah, he should definitely let you know before he just ups and poofs. She's like, okay, sure. When I saw people who were going through their own trials, it helped me calm down. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Knowing that you're not alone.
Hoshino-san!
Uh-oh.
その様子だと特に異常はないようですね。
That's what I talked
実
about.
は今しがた
We just
尾形
responded
の
to
言
an
葉に感化
incident
され
that
た
was
少女
caused
が
by a girl
事件を起こ
influenced
しまし
by
た。
those words. I had a feeling that those things would start happening, but I didn't think that it would be starting happening so quickly.
いえ、
No, the
処置が
victim
早
was
かった
given
おかげ
first
で
aid in
被
time,
害
and
者
it
は
looks
一命
like
を
they'll
取り、被害者
survive.
の少女は
The
被害者
perpetrator's
に恋
motive
人を
was
奪わ
that
れ
she
たこと
claimed the
を報告
victim
して
stole her
尾
lover.
形の言うように
Just as
自らの
Okute
手で
said,
悪に
she's
裁きを下
insisting
しただ
that
けだ
she's only using her right to judge evil
市
with
長
her own
現
hands.
場にコインは残さ
There
れ
was
ていませ
no
んでしたが
coin at the scene
後々
of
見
the
つかる場
crime,
合もあ
but
りま
one
す
could be found
現
later.
時点でアドニスが関与してい
As
る
of
かは
now,
断定で
we
きませ
can't
ん
determine whether notice is involved. The announcement from last night made it seem that a notice message is unrelated to Okute, but looks of December incidents, it seems that a notice isn't a unified organization anymore.
ええ15日の
Yes,
爆
with
破
the
未遂の件と
attempted
いい
bombing on the
あ
15th,
ち
the
らの動きが予
situation
測できない
is
状
still
今回の
uncertain.
件がアドニス
We
によ
don't
る
know
も
if
の
the
か
notice caused
あるい
this
は無関
incident
係なのか
or is completely uninvolved.
それによって捜査方針も変わります あ
That
なたの首輪の解析についても
will change the investigation's course. It'll even affect the analysis of your collar. You will have to interpret that. We will have to interpret that for today. Interrupt.
星野さん
You
あなた
suggested
は
that we
我々
tried
に
this knowing it
命
put
が
your
け
own
の
life
警
at
察官
stake.
であれば
A police officer must
誰
risk
であ
their
れ
lives to
命を
save
懸ける
others.
覚
There
悟
are no
を得な
exceptions.
ければなり
However,
ませんが
not many actually
何
do
より
so.
あ
You,
なたは
however,
警
did. You
察を
trusted the
信じて
police.
くれ
I
た
will not let that go to waste.
解析を再開するのは
We must determine if
加
the
害者と
perpetrator
アドニ
is
スが
related
無
to
関係だ
notice
と判
prior
明してか
to
らです
resuming the analysis. I'm sorry, thank you.
そんなに恐縮しないでく
No
ださ
need to
い
apologize.
一時
It's
中断
only
するだけ
temporary.
で
We may resume
早
the
ければ
analysis again as
また
early
明
as
日そ
tomorrow.
の枷が
I
外れ
mean,
るまで
I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that they're not related.
我々も全力を尽くすと誓います事件に関し
But
て
I
進
have
展があれ
knowledge
ば
you
連絡
don't
します
because
の
I'm
で
the player.
今日はもう上がってください
Go see your boyfriend or your little brother. I gathered my belongings and left the office with my cell phone ringing. Who could that be? It's your boyfriend!
あ、悪いな、仕事中に。
Nah, I'm not at work right now. I just got off.
当たり前だろ。
Of course I am. I know that you're worrying the most out of everyone over there. I actually wanted to be by your side. So that's what he thinks right now. That kind of makes me happy.
なんかこう
You
いう
know,
の
saying that
改
out
め
loud
て言
makes
う
me
の
feel a
は
little
恥ずい。
embarrassed, but I do love. Oh, Mino.
うわえ
What are you doing here? They want to make sure that today's incident isn't tied to a notice, so they stopped the analysis.
そうなのか。
Yeah, but I didn't think
まさか
I'd get
会え
to
ると
see
は思わな
you,
かった。
so you startled me. Me too. But now that I see your face, I feel much better. Hug, 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 hug.
柳先輩と手分けして廃工場や倉庫なんかを探してっけど。
Oh, dang. What if they're hiding them somewhere you wouldn't normally look at in factories or warehouses or something like that?
でもさ、今日の捜索場所は前に尾形が好き。
No, I would take that as a no.
私の尾形は想像以上に正義感が強い人間だったみてえだ。だってさ、
When I talk to the people, they all say that he's helped
尾形に
them
助けられた。
somehow or that he was a stand-up guy. I guess we wouldn't know until we asked. Yeah, because he was just that type of person. I'm sure it's only made that arrest feel worse. His pain probably runs deeper than we thought. And as a reaction to it, he's doing this now. Oh man. That's just sad.
そうだな。
You guys
俺
could
が尾形と同じ土俵に
do
そ
something
れこそテレ
drastic.
ビ出演でもして
Wouldn't recommend it though.
直接話すことも考えたけど
Personality, he'd probably take advantage of us.
なあ
I need to have a plan of attack. That's why I came up with something while I was
う
asking
まくい
around.
くかはわから
I
ない
don't know if this will work, but I want to know what Okusa is really thinking. Ah, his name isn't Okusa. I keep saying it. It's not him on purpose. You think what he's saying on TV isn't what he really
今
wants?
はだいぶ歪んじ
He's
まったけ
probably a
ど
different man now, but
正
there's
義に
no
固執
doubt
して
that
る
he's
のは間違いないけど
fixated on justice.
あ
We
の
can't
ま
just let him be. Mino seems to have made up his mind and is getting pretty lively. In the same way that you understand what I'm trying to do, I want to support you in whatever you want to do. Kiss, kiss, fall in love, ba da 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 da. Sorry, totally got distracted there. I saw some police officers talking to each other while looking at us.
ここで話してると
If we keep talking here, they might say something bad about you. I don't care about that. Normally, I'd want to stay out of sight until there was less of a crowd. But right now, Mino and you're working to help Okatate and the 3 kidnapped cops. I'm proud to have you as my lover. I want to shout it to the world and brag about it.
お前
You
身内でそうい
don't
うこ
catch
と
me
言う
off
な
guard like that. Dang it.
そう
Why are you so
なんで
cute?
そんな可愛いんだ
So annoying. I want to hug you. I mean, you could just, hug her. That wouldn't be a
やり
bad
たい気持ち
thing.
は山々だけど
But I'll save our
今回
public
は
hug for special day, like when you
特別な日
propose.
のためにと
That's totally gonna be a thing that happens. He took my hand and started walking with me, trailing behind him. Mino's ears are all red. He was so straightforward before we were dating. I couldn't help but smile, but since Mino's walking in front of me, he probably can't tell that I'm smiling. Probably not. But if he cocked, he could. A lot of times you could, tell people's emotions not just by, their facial expression or their body language, but also their tone of voice. We held hands as Mino escorted me back to my house. I don't want him to leave. Neither of us let go as time slowed to a standstill. But Mino was obviously tired from his search. I didn't want to keep him. Mino?
お、姉ちゃ
This
ん。
is Mino? Hey, Kazuki.
おう
I mean, we weren't doing anything.
ま
Oh.
待ってくれそのいきなりで俺のこと
What's that awkward silence?
いや、
Wow, you're totally different from the guy who saved me.
め
Huh?
ちゃ真
I
剣
was
に言っ
being
たんだ
totally
け
serious
ど
here.
今のなんか
Did I
まず
just
かった
mess it up?
まずいっていうか。
You're just getting way ahead of
先走
yourself.
りすぎ
We were gonna... If you're gonna get married, that's one thing.
結婚
I'm so nervous I'm skipping steps here. Sorry, I messed up. Forget what I just said. We shouldn't stand out here. Let's continue inside. I tried to ease Mino's depression as we entered my house. Oh, poor Mino. Once inside, Mino stood in front of Kazuki and me and kneeled.
えっと
So let me start over. I'm
改めまして
Mino
この度
Enomoto.
お姉さんとお付き合い
I've
させていただくことにな
I've
りま
begun
した
dating your
つかものです
sister.
が
Though it may
末永
be...
くよろしくお
can't-
願いします
I can't read this. Oh, it's so cute and funny. That's still kind of weird. I whispered some help to Mino, and he just jumped up, surprised with the look on his face.
でも
Huh? I
前
mean,
に
that's
白
how
石さ
you're
んが
supposed to
付き
greet
合
a
うことにな
relative
った
when
ら
you start
こう
dating someone. He was probably teasing you. He stumbled backwards and leaned on the wall. I had no words to help him. Kazuki. He always messes up like this. But Mino is an earnest person.
ダメだ。狙ってんじゃ
Aww,
なく
I
てスト
made
か。
they're so cute when he
Magic.
smiles. I thought Kazuki would act colder, but he just busted out laughing instead.
受けて
You
る
like that? Then everything is alright. This sight of Mino with his fist in the air only made Kazuki laugh even harder.
元から悪い人
I
じゃ
thought
ない
he
と
wasn't a
思って
bad
た
person,
さ
but now I'm
あん
positive.
たは
You
わけ
wouldn't
もなく
hit
人を
anyone
殴ったりし
without a reason. That video was all a setup.
欲しい
Little,
弟
bro, you're a great guy.
別に普通だ
That's
し
nothing special. Actually, please stop calling me that. I see then. I'll call you Kazuki. You can just call me Mino too.
あそうそう
Oh, by the way, great timing. I caught your concert the other time, and I really love East Coast music.
CD 持ってたら
If
貸し
you
て
have
ほ
a
しいんだ
CD
よ
yet,
な
could I borrow it? Oh, and give me some other recommendations.
まあそこまで言う
Well,
な
if you insist, sure.
いいよ
Oh, we've set a date for the next concert. Kazuki takes out a ticket from his bag and hands it to me.
今度やるときは
I did
教
say
え
I'd
る
tell
って
you
言
the
ったから
next one is. Mino, you should come too. He actually kept his promise! Thank you. The concert is in 2 days.
付き合い始めたの
Well, if you just started dating, I didn't want to butt in too much.
なんでもない
Nothing. Mino, follow me. It seems like they're getting along. Mino followed Katsuki. The last time Mino came out with Katsuki was in a pretty bad mood. I saw that this was Hana. Mino was good at making connections with people. I'm sure that is how he truly is, because the issue with Fuji, he seems to have buried his true personality a bit. I still haven't figured out what Okatate is actually like. We're on opposing sides, so I'm sure that he wouldn't reveal himself that easily. Mino isn't trying to arrest Okatate as a criminal, he's trying to save him. I think that only Mino knows how to possibly accomplish that. Even being told so many cruel things, Mino wouldn't stop trying to bridge the gap. I also want to be able to walk alongside him. I didn't know when I might be killed by Notice, but I was staying strong thanks to him. I mean, yeah, it would be really hard if she had to do that alone. Seeing him eat with such a big smile on his face warmed my heart too.
さっきの曲
Song was
マジで
amazing.
やばかったな
I've got goosebumps all
だ
over.
ろう
I know, right? The
What am I on
last
the
track
CD?
is obviously the best on the CD. They were enjoying a conversation, but I couldn't join in. If I known it would be like this, I would have borrowed a CD from Kazuki. Since I couldn't feign the knowledge on the topic, all I could do was listen. It's great that these two are getting along so well, though. But I felt a bit sad because I was excluded from the
なあみ
conversation.
おさん
I still want to
Mother,
chat.
how
Why don't
much
you
time
stay over tonight?
え
Huh?
なんで驚いてんの
Why are you surprised? It's not like you're just staying at a woman's apartment. Well, no, but I wouldn't be in a problem for me to stay here so suddenly.
別にいいよな
It's not a big deal,
アクトも
right?
よく泊ま
I
ってる
just crashed here all the time too. If that's alright with you, Mino, I don't
布
mind.
団は友達が使っ
I
てる
have
のがあ
some
るから
spare bedding that my friend
Okay.
uses, so I'll get it ready for you. Aww! Spirit in the living room suddenly became quiet. I feel nervous since we're under the same roof. We're not gonna be in the same
Oh,
room!
ひょっと
I'm sorry, I'm so lame. I'm not used to this. It might be weird, but I just feel so happy.
お前に何かあっても
No matter what happens, you're close
俺
enough
の
that I
手が
can
届く場所にいる
help
な
you
ら
out right
助けて
away.
くれ
If I can help at all, it makes me happy.
今まで俺がお前を守らなきゃ
I've
って
been
言って
running
ないけど
around wanting to protect you, but I realized it was you who's been protecting me all along. Thanks to your efforts, I've come this far. I guess it's not good to run
こうしな
headfirst
きゃ
into
何
things.
が正しいかなんて
What's right and what's wrong changes depending on the person, after all. Well, not having strict definitions is a good idea. Notice and Okate both want to judge the evil in this world, but they don't need to declare a definition of what they think it means. Yeah, what they're trying to do is kind of like brainwashing. Okate
最初から
wasn't
あんな
like
だっ
that
た
in
わ
the
けじゃない
beginning. If
初心に
he
返す
sees
こと
his
ができれ
past,
ば
he might snap out of this.
そうだ
There's a
食療法
thing
とか
called shock therapy. It might be more
俺の言
effective
葉
than
に
my words.
No.
Oh,
Ah,
sorry, I was just
worry.
thinking ahead. The idea I just
Chotto
came up with
kongo
might
koto
actually
kanaete.
be worth trying. From the way you're talking, it seems like you came up with a good
Ah,
plan. Yeah, once the
首輪の件
thing
が
with
落
the
ち着いた
collar
ら
settles down, I'm going to
俺
face
は大型に
Okate.
真っ
I've
向から
decided
ぶ
to
つ
not
かり
run
つ
away from him.
ミネオさん
The bath is ready. You want to go first?
風呂
No, I feel bad to bathe first. Oh, wait. Or is it worse if I go last? Mina buried his head in his hands. His handsome facade was instantly shattered. I knew I shouldn't laugh at him, but I couldn't help it. Mina scoffed a bit, so Kazuki and I both consoled him. Aw, poor Mino. It wasn't often a man stayed over, so I was actually a bit nervous myself. It's morning now, nothing happened. Nothing was gonna happen. To the bath, and he and Kazuki started chatting some more, but Mino fell asleep soon after. I guess he was exhausted from running around all day. I wanted to let him sleep, but I wanted to see his face before I went to work. But Kazuki was with him, so it feels bad to wake them up. I made breakfast, hoping they would come and eat, but that didn't happen. No point in worrying about it. I should at least check if they're awake. I head to Kazuki's room while thinking that. Just don't enter it randomly this time. Oh,
やっ
Kazuki.
と来た
There you are. What are you
Nice,
nervous
awesome.
about? Mino's still asleep, so go and wake him up.
俺は邪魔しねえか
I won't get in your way. I'll just head off to the living room. Hey, I don't need you to be that courteous. I don't need you to be courteous that way. Oh, he's such a good little brother. I protest, but Katsuki ignores me and then goes into the living room. I'm just going to wake him. It's no big deal. I've tended to him when he was passed out drunk, too. I think that was probably worse. You know, can I come in? I asked just as a precaution, but there wasn't any response. Excuse me. I tried not to make a sound into Katsuki's room. Mina was all rolled up in a blanket, sleeping with a smile. It's so hard to wake him up. Yakari lived with him, so I wondered how he dealt with waking him up. I told myself to remember to ask next time and tried to call out to him. This will be tough. I mean, you could, like, get cold water, get an ice cube. I wanted to make something that would give you energy, so I made a 3-part meal bowl. I also made lunch, so go ahead and take that if you'd like to eat. A pencil made by my wife, and a goodbye kiss. He's totally not awake yet. Stephen blinked a few times before looking at me. You're in an apron. Was I dreaming about being seen off? you were talking in your sleep, but what kind of dream were you having?
また
Did
俺
I say a
声
bunch of
に
stuff
出し
again? I didn't say anything weird, did I? Nah, little. Oop, wrong button. Yep, you totally did. You talked about getting a goodbye kiss and living a happy married life. I'm not, you also said you were so happy. It was a bit embarrassing, but I'm also happy that you said that.
やべ
Crap, hearing that from you right after waking up makes me feel so happy. It really does feel like we're married. This is weird because we're in my little brother's bedroom. Good morning, We face each other instead of greetings. It feels a bit awkward for some reason. Great, I feel unders. I think I'm ready to do great work today. Haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm prepared to the living room, so go ahead. Go eat. When I headed to the living room where Kazuki was watching TV. Is that a music program on or something? While wondering that, I nonchalantly looked at the TV.
たかが恋人を取られた
Stabbing
くらい
someone
で
just
刺すな
because
ん
your
て
lover
どう
was
かしてい
taken,
る
all of you might think that's a bit, it's a little insane. However, who's looking out for the emotional state of that former lover? People were not meant to live alone. We all need emotional support and hope to
加
thrive.
害者の少女にとって
Stabbing
心の支えを
someone's a
失う
little
こ
bit
とは大
excessive.
変
Okay, it's a lot of bit excessive.
だとすれば被害者の女性を悪と称しても
This kind of rationalization is completely unacceptable. Hearing Okate defend the attempted murder yesterday boiled my blood. I reached for the remote to shut off the TV, but Mino stopped me. When I hear him talk like that, it seems Okate thinking hasn't changed at all. On top of that, this incident was caused by what he said
落ち
too.
着けって
Calm down. From Okate's point of view, the media is nothing but a
テレビ
tool
が
to
民意を煽る道具でしかないのかもしれないけどさ
instigate the
俺たち
public.
からすれば
But to us, his use of the media is an important source of info we can use to get to
あ
know
いつが
him.
何を考
We
え
have
て
to listen
ど
to
んな発言
his
をして
statement and try to figure out what he's thinking. Mino was studying the TV so intently that I quietly set the remote on the table.
アドニスによる裁きを
Some
待つべきだった
people
のでは
are
という意
still
見もあ
are
るそう
saying
で
that
すが
people should wait for notice to do the
確か
judging.
に
It's true
ア
that
ド
a
ニス
notice
は
may
一般
judge
的に裁
some
かれな
of
かっ
the
た悪を裁い
evildoers
てく
that
れるかも
manage
し
to
れないです
escape.
が
However,
裁きが下されるの
just
をた
waiting
だ
for the
待
day
つ
of
日に
judgment is like causing
普
your
通でし
agony.
か
That's what
ア
I
ドニ
think.
スと我々の違
There
いは
is a
一体
difference
何
between a notice and us. I don't believe there
そもそ
is.
もまあ
Don't
自分
enact
の手で悪に
violence.
対抗したと
And how
し
do
て
you
も
define evil?
そうだな
Just a while ago, he was supporting a notice, but that's not true now. I looked over at Mino, and he was staring at Okate on the screen while being deep in thought. I mean,
ま
it's
だ
probably
これ
because
だけ
they're
じゃ定かじゃねえけどなでも
separated from
もし
him.
そうだとしたら
Man, I'm getting sleepy. I didn't do much today. Which felt weird. I downloaded a game and it took forever to download, but I did it. So yay! But it took so long. It took like hours. Like the first
何にしても
three
こ
attempts
れ以上
failed.
音楽好き勝手させるわけにはいかない
And then once I finally got it to download, it took forever.
俺は引き続き分かってるつうか
I had a notice. I let it aside just as the recording finished. As an executor of a notice, I thought that the mission that had been assigned to me was justice. It wasn't like the invisible law. Instead, the people who protected the weak would judge evil. By doing this, I would be able to save people who were victimized and helpless. This was a perfect solution. Oh, but wait, no. This isn't saving people. This is just causing more murdering. For even so, I alone would be the one that did not give up on them. Even those who lowered themselves to the sins people considered evil, someone may reach them. I would continue to fight. I don't care if I have to lay down my life. I alone, until the very end, will side with the weak. But are you siding with the weak here? Like, genuinely? Or, I don't know. The perpetrator instigated by Okate's words didn't have any connection to a notice. Zuko and cyber crimes resumed work analyzing the caller on their computers. As for me, I borrowed a laptop from the station and was checking on sites that had collected all of Okate's statements. There are some people who stopped supporting Okate after he sparred that incident, but there's also a significant number of people who feel encouraged. To these people, Okate was a savior who spoke for them. Somewhere deep inside my heart, I knew that I viewed Okate as someone who had personally hurt Mino, but for some people who didn't know anything, Okate could fit the role of savior. Though there's no proof of that, I didn't feel like he was lying when he was on TV. It's not out of malice. He could really believe that judging evil will save him, because no one was there to save him. He had nothing, and he paid the price with his life to attract the attention of Japan. But what would come next? The media would not continue to talk about the same thing over and over. The police wouldn't let him do as he wished for too long either. Even if it caused a negative public reaction, he could be charged with inciting a riot. There is no one who will save him. Then that means it's no different from when he was suffering alone. I thought his methods were wrong, but sacrificing himself to save others was definitely taking it further than just talk. He has always had a strong sense of justice. Weak convictions wouldn't take him this far. If he was prepared to give everything from the moment he murdered the stalker, that might have been the key difference between him and Kabayoshi, who murdered Fuji for herself. To notice, there's a new announcement video. Uh-oh. I quickly did a search and easily found the video. Oh no, it's just 3 other officers. Recently, an ordinary citizen judged someone not chosen by a notice as being evil. Currently, carrying on like this and sending the nation into chaos is not our intention. We have carefully chosen those who deserve death and will execute them accordingly. The ones here are among them. Murder without order will never bring reform. We want our ideals to be clearly known. The video suddenly cuts off there. This announcement and the prior one now definitely prove Okate and Notice are not on the same page. Then what is Okate trying to achieve? I mean, we found the 3 officers. During sleeping hours, the computer analysis had continued as fatigue began to settle in. I spoke with Zuko earlier. The analysis on the collar is 80% complete and is about to enter the final phase. So there hasn't been any interference yet. We want to proceed with a new phase. The idiot is noisy, so I don't mind if she leaves for a while. That's what Zuko said. Didn't you have something important to do? Kazuki does have a concert going on today, I think. I don't know if it's the right time to leave for personal reasons. This is Zuko's way of being considerate. He'll lose his temper if you turn his offer down. You have permission to go enjoy yourself. Please give Enomoto my regards. Zuko told him everything. I'm sorry. Once I'm done, I will return immediately. I saluted Minagishi and Zuko, who had been glancing over during my conversation, and exited Investigation HQ. I guess I hadn't been paying attention to the days, because yeah, it would be his concert. It'd be okay to call him up suddenly, but I told Mino about the concert, and he immediately said, I'll go. I'm sorry for calling you up suddenly. No, I was going to invite you too. I texted Drew, but he just responded with, you're annoying. I thought something went wrong. Oh, really? Zuko was considerate enough to give me permission to go outside. That jerk must have just wanted to tell me that he took care of things. I mean... I took out the ticket I got from Kazuki and showed the ticket taker. Thank you. To prove that you're a couple, please kiss now. Huh? Kiss? Why? What's going on? Today's concert is a special couples only event. Seriously, did Kazuki tell you anything about this? No, did he tell me to come here with you? What do you want to do? Just beg them to let us through? But they're just doing their job, so it might be difficult to get them to give us an exception. Should we kiss right here? I think I should wait. This is totally out of the blue. With Mino starting to act officially, I proceeded to... Oh yeah, no, we're definitely kissing him. Mino is even more nervous than I am when it comes to these things. I wonder if he'd like it if I just went ahead with it. It wasn't that I didn't feel embarrassed, but I felt I could do this because it was a way to express my feelings with action. Can you close your eyes? Huh? Why? Don't tell me you're... Just close them. Still confused, Mino closed his eyes. Alright, I need to gather my courage. I stood next to Mino with his eyes closed and I stood on my toes. And then... I kissed Mino on the cheek. Mino jumped up out of shock and I heard him swallow. They didn't say to kiss on the lips. This should be okay. It was the first time I'd ever done something like this and I felt like my face is on fire. But even if I didn't have the opportunity, I would definitely express my feelings like this if only Mino were around. I hope my feelings do reach him. With that wish in mind, I moved away from him.
はい、OK です。
Okay, that works for me. I was kind of waiting for them to be like, okay, no, you gotta kiss on the lips. Mino had completely frozen up and was standing there motionless. Snap out of it, the concert's about to start. I mean, you could kiss him again. Maybe True Love's kiss will wake him up. With the concert about to begin, I managed to drag Mino inside. I could tell if it was the crowd cheering or the guitar, but Mino had returned to normal. About earlier. Yeah, I didn't think you'd do it yourself, so I was shaken, but it also made me happy. Mino's words were partially drowned out by the cheers when Itsuki
みん
appeared.
なライブの前に少し
Ooh, what's he gonna
前
say?
のライブは予想外のトラブルでみんなも
I know everyone was really scared
怖い
then, and
思い
yet
した
today you've gathered
俺
here
はす
again.
ごく
You fans make me the luckiest man alive.
し
Thank you
あ
all.
の時
That night, one wrong
俺
move
も
and
和樹
Kazuki
も
and I
どこ
might
間違って
be
れ
not
ば
be
で
here.
も
But the police came out and
警察
protected
の
us
人は
without thinking about their own safety. He stopped talking and looks around the hall. He sees us next to the entrance and we
正
smile
直
at
に
him.
告白
To
す
be
ると
perfectly honest with you all, I used to hate the police. Mino grasps when he hears those words. But he knows Itsuki was trying to send a message, so he doesn't turn
誤
away.
認逮捕されて
That wrongful arrest crushed my
夢
dreams.
を
There's no
潰され
denying that I hated the
だけど
cops. But the other day, the
この
one who
前
threw his life in harm's way
自
to
分の
save
命
me
を
was
投げ打
also
っ
a police
てみんな
officer.
は
Everyone here,
他
can you
人の
do
ため
that
に
for a stranger?
そ
I
こまでで
I
きる
probably can't.
警察にどんな人
What
がい
kind
て
of people are the police and what makes
どん
them
な
do
信
the
念を
job
持っ
that
て
they
生きてい
do?
るのか
I never even thought about
ただ
that.
一度
I was hurt once and I thought that all
自分が
cops
傷
were the
つで
same.
も
But no human being is
間違い
perfect.
ない人
I'm sure
間なんて
everyone
い
here
ない
knows what I mean. Ichiki looked around the hall, now sitting in complete dead
一度の
silence.
間違いで
Please don't deny everything that makes up a
その人
person
の
just
全てを
because
否
they
定
made a
しな
single
い
mistake.
誰かの意見に
Don't
左
let
右
other
される
people
のも
change
ダ
your
メ
morals. Figure out what's right and wrong
な
for
相
yourself.
手だって
Other people are
自分
like
と
you.
同じ
They laugh when they're having fun. They
時には
cry. Sometimes they screw
間
up. We're
違いを
human
犯す
after all. I feel tears welling up. If I let my guard down, I might just cry. This is Ishiki cheering on Mino in his own way. As someone who was wrongfully arrested, his words rang truer than anyone else's. Mino was biting his lip as he looked at Ishiki. His actions up to this point were not wasted. New bonds are formed, and they'll gently push you to help you move forward. This is the only possible because of you, Mino. I wanted to tell him that, so I held his dangling hand. Mino held my
恋
hand
人
fast.
限定ライ
This
ブ
is
な
a
のに
concert for couples, but I
し
guess
ん
I
みり
brought
さ
the
せちゃっ
mood
た
down a little
で
bit.
も
But I really wanted to
ここ
send
に
that
集ま
message
って
out
く
to
れたみんな
everyone
今
here
日こ
today.
こに来た
I
こと
won't
は
let you regret coming here today. You all ready?
今
Make some memories
自
with your
分の
special
隣にいる
someone by
タイ
your
プ俺
side.
も
I'll sing my
花を
heart
添えら
out
れるよ
for
う
all
に
of you couples out there tonight. I really liked this character. Like, if there was ever a fan disc, I mean, like, there is a fan disc. What am I talking about? It would be fun if he got a root. I doubt he would ever, but it would be fun. I feel like he gave me lots of strength. Yeah, right? I don't feel tired at all anymore. I got to see Katsuki on stage, and we got to watch to the very end this time. Yeah, and Ishiki's words made me think. I thought we could never come to terms with Minota's and Okatate, but everyone in this working towards what they believe in. That's what I think now. Yeah, we have to make the first move, but solving Okate's problem is too much for me to handle alone. So when the time comes for action, can you help me too? Oh,
今日
sure.
はたくさん元気もらったし
wasn't expecting that, but I wasn't not expecting that either.
お前が頑張ってっか
You're
ら
working hard, so I want to, as Boba said, I want to find those cops quickly. Alright, I'm off. And with that, Mino runs off. He's so motivated. Motivated! When he says it like that, I feel like I have to keep up. Influenced by Mino, I ran back to the police station. Gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run, run, run! This was probably because I've been working with Zuko more often recently. I now notice when he was irritated before anybody else did. Seems like they're in the final stages. Have they run into some kind of problem after coming this far? Zuko and the cybercrime personnel around him are especially tense today. Unable to bear the heavy atmosphere, I stood up and make some tea.
よし、成功だ。
Alright, the mission is a success.
やりましたね。
We did it.
ああ
Yeah, we
これで
currently have the ability to locate people who have been fitted with collars now. I interrupted the conversation, but Zuko just nodded.
大元のシステムに
We've managed
侵
to
入で
breach
きた
the
か
main
ら
system, though we only
最
found
も
data
突破できたのは
pertaining to the
首輪に
collars.
関するデータと
We haven't located the hideout yet.
いえ、
No,
この
achieving
短期間で
these
ここまで
results
の成果を上げ
in
られ
this
る
quick
なん
of a
て
time span is
さすが
nothing
とし
short
か
of
言いようが
spectacular. Fine work.
お疲れ様です。
Good work,
星野さん
Kashina. I'm sure you've
あなたも
been
この
feeling
数日は
restless for these past few days. Yes, but I know that if Zuko said he would do it, then he would. I just did.
何持ち上げてんだ
Don't put me on a pedestal, you dumb
そんな
cat.
ことし
You're
ても
not
ドーナ
getting
ツ
a
代は
discount on the
安く
donuts.
ドーナツ代
Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, Zuko, so you found the location of the 3 kidnapped officers?
そうとは言い
Not exactly. Huh?
これ見てみろ
Look at this. The red blinking dots are people with collars. Zuko showed me countless blinking dots strewed across the map of Japan. That's a lot of
選定
collars.
した犯罪者に
They
手当たり次
probably
第つ
placed
けて
them on every single criminal they could get their hands on. And if you expand the map to Shinjuku, zoomed in on the screen to show blinking dot inside Shinjuku police station. Oh, that's
見
me.
ての通り
Then you
た
can
だ
see a
首輪を
collar
つけら
in
れ
its
た状
regular
態だと
state
こんな
would
風
show
に
up like
表
this.
示すただ
But if they are
内部からの
located
ハッキングを
somewhere
受け付け
that
られ
are
る場所に
hacking
閉じ込めら
didn't
れて
pull information for
ここには
this
表示
dot
され
won't show
俺
up.
が乗っ取れたのは
I grabbed all the information I could on the collars, however, I'm sure they have a plan of escaping a police assault. Zuko looked irritated, but he must be satisfied with the results. At the very least, the people that are showing up here can be rescued.
ああ
Yes, we can
下僕と一緒に
remove the
首輪
collar
自体
and
を
neutralize
外す
the
こと
poison too. That alone is amazing. This is all thanks to you for pushing forward with this, Zuko. Thank you very much.
別に
It's
やら
nothing.
な
I
い
had
と
to
お前
do
ら
it,
バカが
or
うる
you
せえからや
idiots
ったまで
would
だ
get annoying. No way. I know that Zuko would never forsake people in need. Now I understood why Mino trusted Zuko so much.
笹塚君のおかげで
Thank you.
煮え湯を飲まされて
We'll
きた
be
我々
able
も
to,
ようや
thanks
く
to
反撃
you,
に打
we'll
って出ら
finally
れ
be
そう
able
です
to strike back after all this time.
でも監禁
If
されてる可能
they're in
性がある
prison and under watch, we can't just carelessly unlock
後
their
に
collars.
刺激しかねない
That will
行為です
obviously
からね
provoke a notice. Getting them
そのせいで
all
殺
murdered
人が起
doesn't
これば
help anything. Okay, you mentioned that you can neutralize the poison. How about just doing that so the collar will be powerless?
当然それが無難
That
な
would be
や
the
り方
safest
だ
way, but the higher ups in the police mostly care about how they look.
特に高枝
Especially
警視
police
総監は
chief.
その傾向が
We
強
may
い
face some unwanted
面倒
interference.
あと可能性の問題
As
と
for
して
another possible
こ
problem,
の
there's
乗
no
っ取った
guarantee
デ
that
ー
the
タ
data of the
間違え
collars
て可
will
能性もゼ
we
ロだ
got isn't fake.
今
That
入
means
手した毒の解
the
除コード
code to remove the
全く
poison
偽
could
物
be
で
fake, and entering it
入力
into
した
the
途
collar
端毒が
could
発動する
actually
場合
trigger
も
the poisoning. The joy was fleeting. The fear of death was still omnipresent. Seeing me looking gloom, Zuko turned away, looking mildly
こればっか
uncomfortable.
りは
We won't be able to
試して
tell
み
if
ね
the code is real until we actually test
首
it
輪を
out.
つけられたも
We
の
could
の中
attempt
で
to find a
最
collared
も重
person
罪に
who
当
is
たるもの
guilty
で
of
試す
especially serious
という
crimes
方法
to
も
test
あ
the code on. You're thinking about using the person as a guinea
下手を
pig?
すれば多くの犠牲者
One
が出る
mistake could cause a number of
組織
deaths.
とし
An
ては対
organization
局の
must
ために
sometimes make a
致し方
decision
な
for
い
the greater good.
と
But
はいえ
still, it will
や
be
る
a
にしても
long and difficult path
承諾
until
を
we
得るまでの
receive
道のりは
approval for this. No matter what reason there is, criminals must only be judged by the law. Using someone as a test subject will only further erode the force's sense of justice.
バカの考え
I
そうな
already
こ
know
とを
what
見
that
当が
dumb
つ
cat
く
is thinking. You want to be the test subject. There's no other
お前
way.
に何かあったら
If it fails,
俺
that
があの
idiot
バ
would
カ
kill
に
me.
殺さ
He
れる
won't.
あい
He
つ
wouldn't
加
go
減し
easy.
な
He
さ
might
そう
literally kill me.
本気
Zuko,
か
are you serious? After coming this far, if the data is fake, it would all be meaningless.
首輪に内蔵された
The
毒は
poison inside the collar
特殊な
could
ものである
possibly
可能
be
性が高い
unique. If it activates, there might not be an antidote for it. Even if something happens to me, you can still analyze the poison. If you can make an antidote from it, you can neutralize the poison. Isn't that the case? Yes, but there's no need for you to sacrifice yourself. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm the only one that can do this. You can test the removal of the poison and the release of the collar
あ
on
なたの
me.
決意は
It seems
固い
like
よ
your mind is made up. Yes,
わかり
please
まし
do
た
it. All right. We will have to prepare to deal. You should tell your boyfriend and your little brother with the poison as a precaution. We would test the removal of the poison and then test unlocking the collar. Starts taping with a tense look on his
まず
face.
毒の解
First,
除だ
the deactivation
行くぞ
instinctively flinch, but I don't feel anything different with my body.
異常はないですか
I didn't feel
Yeah.
anything. Then let's
Could be
go with
an-
the collar unlocking. They punched the code on the collar, just like Yagami did when we first met. As I did with the poison after he set the unlock target to me. After he said that, she started entering the unlock code. I wonder if Mino will get mad if he found out that I did this. Yes! He's gonna be pissed! Probably. Because he was so worried about me, I'm sure he'd be happy to hear it. I tried to fill my mind with happy thoughts throughout the entire process. I mean, this makes sense. And what went through my mind was Mino's face with all sorts of emotions, laughing, angry, bashful. I guess I've fallen harder for Mino than I realized. I hear the electric beep from the collar and I was brought back to reality. Look at Mino swallowed hard in anticipation. Ha! They did it! The collar that held my life hostage popped open and fell to the floor. Am I saved?
成功です
You
ま
did it!
最悪の事
You
態に
avoided the
避
worst
けられ
case
た
scenario. Go and tell the iPad
Bakane
idiot now, you dumb cat. Oh, yes. I still couldn't believe it, so I put my hands around my neck. It's really off. Now I don't have to worry about being watched. I don't have to mind what I say. The feeling of freedom slowly washed over me, and I took out my cell phone with shaky hands. I hit the button to call Mino and waited for him to pick up. Usually, the process doesn't have any emotion attached, but it feels like it's taking so long this time, making me impatient. And he's not gonna answer. Ba-ba-ba-bum! Oh, he actually answered. I figured he wasn't going to. I figured he was off doing something. Yeah, now I won't be holding you back. Talking about dummy. Who thought anything like that? Clearly I did. That's crazy talk. I felt relieved and sweat just... My eyes are sweating. Don't mind me. Always shared my pain and joy so thoroughly. I couldn't describe just how happy that made me feel. Honestly, I wanted to come see you right now, but I have to finish some stuff first. Okay, the search. Yeah, I'm heading to the place where suspicious people are coming and going. I've got a bad feeling about this. It's the same kind of feeling I had when I found Fuji. This time I'll bring them back alive. When they were shown during the announcement, they seemed to still be alive. I'm sure everything will be alright. Yeah, I'll find out and bring them back. Then after we move on to Okute, the plan that I hatched. Just make sure you tell someone where you're going. I switched gears and began to act according to Mino's plan. Oh. I wonder what the plan is. The live broadcast today, I guess they'll ask me for comments on the attempted murder. I'm gaining sympathy from viewers each day, but they're still not killing evil themselves. Is it not enough? I had to complete these tasks while I'm still able to transmit my message this way. The cameras rolled and the host and I went live. Our guest tonight is Okute. Hello. I don't think a day's gone by where you haven't been on TV recently. Every studio is doing specials on you for protecting women after you were wrongfully arrested, so we decided to do the same. However, that's just pretty boring, so we decided to spice it up. Let's take a trip to the past and hand over your audience, and have our audience take a look. This wasn't what I agreed to show for the show. If this wasn't live, I would have protested, but I couldn't risk losing the media exposure. Well, today we went to the location where you were wrongfully arrested, and we conducted some interviews. Let's take a look at the clip. One of the monitors shows a familiar sight. They did this without telling me. I held back the impulse to turn away and look at the monitor with a bitter feeling. There, I see a boy I
小
recognize.
型のおじ
Uncle
ちゃ
Osa
ん
is really
カエル
nice.
がいなく
I
なっ
was
て
crying
泣い
because
て
my
たら
dog ran
一緒
away,
に
and he
探して
helped
くれ
me
た
look
んだよ
for it.
なんだこれは。
一人暮らしで
I'm old, and I often need
何
help
かと人の手を
because
借
I
り
live
る尾
alone.
形さんは
They always
い
cared for
つ
me
も
and helped
私
me
を
out
気に
whenever
か
I
け
needed
て
it. You don't
困っ
see
た
people
こ
like
と
that every day. After the old woman that lived nearby, my subordinate from my old job appeared on
尾
screen.
形さん
Oh, he's a bit uptight, but he's always
ちょっ
point
と
out
硬いとこ
things
あっ
that
たけ
are
ど
wrong, even if it
上司
means
が
he
相
has
手
to
でも間違って
criticize
る
his
後
boss.
輩をかばって
You
飛
don't
びか
often
ぶって
see
くれ
someone
る
willing
人
to
なん
stand
て
up by defending
あの
his
もう
juniors.
いい。
That's
やめ
enough.
ろ。
Stop this.
尾形さん
What's
こ
the
んな
matter?
ものを流したところで
Broadcasting this is
無意味だ。
meaningless. The past will always
過
remain
去
the past.
今大事なのは 私の
What's
過去ではなく
important
今後
is
の日
not
本
my
の在り
past,
方
but
につ
how
いてのは
Japan
ず。
will be in the
あい
future.
やいや
No, I
みん
don't
な
think
尾
that's
形
true.
さん
I
のことを
think
もっ
everyone
と
wants
知り
to
たいと
know
思
you
う
better.
それに今
From
の
what
インタビューを
we
聞く
hear
限り
in the
尾
interview,
形さ
you're
んは
driven
誰
by a
に対
strong
しても手を差
justice,
し伸べる
and you
正
offered
義
your
が
help
溢
to
れる
anybody
人
who needed
体を
it.
張ってストー
You
カー
risked
から
your
女
life
性
to
を
save
守
the
ったの
woman
が
from the
何
stalker,
も特別
but
なこ
that
とじゃ
isn't
ない
unusual for you.
尾
That's
形さん
something
にとっ
you
て
would
は
always
そ
do.
れが
Isn't that
それ
right?
は
That's
昔は
my actions never
損
used
得
to
な
be
ど関係なく
self-serving.
に
If
漏れて
people
い
needed
た
help, that's
だ
all
が
it took.
今は
But right
ど
now,
け
move.
君何をしてるんだ
You
や
there.
めな
What
さ
are
い
you doing?
うる
Stop
せ
it.
え
Shut up. I have
俺は
business
な
with that
そ
smirking
う
man up
邪
there.
魔するやつは
Anyone that gets in my way is evil, and all evil must be killed. Shaking off the security guards, a man in his 40s revealed a gun in hand. I've been waiting for this moment. You just wanted to make the show exciting, and you took advantage of my family. The man who was looking at the host of the program next to me. Take advantage? That's just speculation. I only made statements according to the material. Shut up. Because of what you said, my dad hung himself. You can apologize with your own death. Wait. Before I could even think, I jumped in front of the man pointing the gun. Why are you stopping me? That man is evil. Weren't you the one who was telling Japan that we need to judge evil with our own
それ
hands?
は
That's true, but I mean, it's indirect. But he is responsible for causing the situation. So doesn't he deserve to
Oi,
die? Hey,
このまま
are you
殺
just
され
going
る
to
のを
stand there and
黙っ
let
て見て
him
るつ
get
もりか
killed?
そうだ
Yeah, this
俺
is
は
a live
生放送なんだ
broadcast. If you don't stop him, you'll be found guilty too.
視聴率
Man,
が
our
増えそう
rating
だ
will
し
go through the roof, especially with
ちょうど
OJ as
尾
a
形
guest.
さん
What?
特に親しいわ
I've
けでも
never been close with that guy, so I'm not risking my life to defend
変
him.
にかばい
But
立
if
て
I
して
tried to defend him
怪我
and
と
that
か
guy
したくね
decided
え
to
な
shoot me too? Have you all gone completely insane? This can't be allowed.
それはあんたが
That's
決める
not
こ
your
とじゃな
decision
い
to make.
俺が
I'm
決
the
め
one
る
who
ことだ
decides. I'm the one judging.
待ってくれ私もこれが仕事だから仕方なく
Wait, it was my job. I had
誰も
to.
お前の意見
No
なん
one
て聞い
cares
てね
about
えん
what
だ
you
よ
have to say.
自業
You
自
did
得
it
だ
yourself. Give up.
そんな
But I didn't do anything bad.
待ってくれ
Wait, I
私は
didn't do it.
嘘をつくな
Don't
お前
lie.
がやったん
You
だ
know
ろ
you did. Just admit it. No one sided with me during my wrongful arrest. Everyone doubted my words and assumed I was a criminal. They called me a murderer, looked down on me as evil. They called me worthless. He is the mirror image of my former self. It's easy to let him die. But if I did that, I'd be no better than that cop who ruined my life all those years ago.
止めれば
If I stop him, I have to negate everything I've said about people judging evil for themselves. My old self and current self. Which one did I originally
私の
want? My former justice
悩む
is
ってことは
seeing as how you can't decide. That's proof enough that your heart still
本当の
desires
正義
actual justice.
榎本峰を
What are you doing here? Sorry, I asked a friend of mine to set up a special edition of this program you're always a part
みん
of.
な協
Thanks
力
for
してく
helping
れ
me,
てありがと
everyone.
うな
I'll take it from here. They nodded at Mino's words, and then everyone left the studio in silence. Looks like I've been tricked
イ
this
ンタビュー
time.
は仕込みじゃな
The
くて事実だ
interviews
ぜ
were real. You should know that better than anyone.
騙すような真似
I'm
した
sorry
ら
for tricking you, but I needed to know what you were really thinking, even if it had to get by force. You're just
そんな綺麗事を並べ
paying
たところ
me
で
lip service. You think I'll trust
思
you?
わねえよ
I don't. You know, I hate you too. But you're not evil at heart, so I can't let you be evil
ど
anymore.
んだけ傷
I
つけられ
don't
た
care
って
how
構
much
わ
you
ねえ
hurt me. I will stare you down no matter what.
かばかしい
That's stupid to me. You are evil.
私
That
の
won't change.
だー
All this talk about
そもそも
evil and what's
そ
just
の
is
悪だと
too
か
damn
やや
confusing.
こしくなどな
It's
い
not confusing. You hurt others. That makes you
目
evil.
覚ませ
Wake up, you fool. No one on this
完璧な
planet
善
is
人な
a
んて
complete saint
こ
who's
の
never
世に
hurt anyone
誰
else.
のために嘘を
People
つける
tell white
人だってい
lies
る
for
し
others' sake. Sometimes they do
やむを得ない
things
事情
because
で
they're left without a good
だって
alternative.
俺もこだわってたから
I used to believe in
人のこと
absolutes
言えねえ
too,
けど
but now I know absolute good and evil don't exist. People mostly just want to live their lives. As long as their loved ones are smiling, they'll mostly be alright. Aren't you the same
私
way?
が望むの
What
は
I want is a world
誰も
where
傷
no
つ
one is hurt. That's great, but it's impossible. How many people do you think there are in this world?
馬が合わないや や
There's bound to be people you don't get along with or people you just want to punch. I mean, yeah. But meeting people in life who are different than you is what makes life interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, it's always good to have people who think, like, in my opinion, it's good to have people who sometimes think different than you, because they can help you learn, right? And broaden your horizon. And some people are naturally gonna think different anyways, right? Because people grew up differently, are from different places, like even state to state, people think differently, and country to country. So like you have so many different things that make up different people. So like no one person can have the exact same experience. They can have similar experiences, but because of different things in their life, they might respond to that experience differently. So yeah, it's just. But like you said, there are plenty of people that are in pain. But you know, there are also people who want to help those people. In that case, I won't judge you by your opinion. I can't help you judge evil, but I can listen to you vent or go drinking with you. I'll be your punching bag. You think I can just return to life as normal? I'm not standing here with half-assed permission. Then let me ask you this. Is it fun standing where you are standing? You haven't made up your mind yet. If you think you've already gone past the point of no return, you're wrong. As long as you're still alive, anyone has a chance to start anew. So please, don't give up yet. That's not possible. I want to be proud to be with someone I love. When I face my weaknesses, that's what I decided. I'm still inexperienced and I get taunted easily by you. Even though I'm an idiot, I still get by. You, on the other hand, think too much. Everything is convoluted and painful. That was all caused by the police. If they were just honest years ago. Oh, do we get to see it? I was hiding in the shadows of the studio watching the exchange. So I was filled with anger, so I couldn't help but jump out. Don't use what happened 2 years ago as an excuse. Many people sympathize with your words because you used to be a victim. Some people even acted after taking your words to heart, but once they wielded violence, they became the assailant. If you use power incorrectly, the victim will become the assailant. Because a notice caused the X incident, some people may have felt saved, but it took away the peace and ruined the everyday lives of people living in Shinjuku. And I myself have a collar on my neck that a notice placed on me. I didn't ever want to see that thing again, but I thought of it when I heard Mino's plan. That and a notice, we could use the collar to find out the connection between the two. So I asked Zuko to get me permission from Mikazu to borrow it temporarily. Look at this. I showed the collar and looked at himself. If you have a collar, that means you're also a criminal? No, I've never done anything that I'm ashamed to admit as a police officer. I was attacked, and when I woke up, I had this collar on my neck. I don't know what reason Notice had for placing this collar on me, but if all criminals were supposed to die, then judge me here and now. He silently looked at me. I have no right to do that. He quietly but clearly said that. But I don't think you and Notice are unrelated. However, if you take advantage of Notice solely for your own revenge... If that's the case, it's unforgivable. I don't know how you came into contact with the notice, but I can say one thing. Mina steps forward and stares at Okuta. If the desire to help is really your cornerstone, you're strong. Don't lose to your own weaknesses. This is not about willpower. I don't understand why you idiots say these things. But the world is a much more interesting place when you have idiots like me. Be that as it may, I must say I find it hilarious that you dare ambush me. I deny my former self. I've gone astray. I mean, you can still get back on path. Oh, I was watching Demon Slayer, and Tanjiro made a comment that, you know, he's always had people help him get back on path if he's gone astray. It wasn't by coincidence, it was planned. I was positioned with the purpose of killing him. I didn't think I'd ever openly admit to crime like this. Seemed to laugh at himself as he stuck his hand in his pocket. I might have just secretly wanted someone to stop me deep down. Mino dashed forward, and I realized that Okuta had taken out a knife. So I extended his arm and turned the blade on himself. Don't do anything stupid! Mino grabbed his arm at the last moment, but Okuta did not flinch. I must judge myself. I won't let myself be judged by any other. Stop it. I'm not going to let you die here. I didn't actually think anyone would stop me like this. That's enough. Just shoved Mino's arm off and swung the knife at his own neck. A real man never goes back on his word. Did Mino just get stabbed? Eyes widened because Mino grabbed the blade without hesitating.
なぜだ
Or would you just like, what are you talking about? You saw that man about to be killed and you stopped it. This is the same thing. Noticing that Okute had loosened his grip, Mino took the knife away. This is now a job for the police. I walked up to Okute and took out the handcuffs. You are under arrest for the murder of... I don't think, at least in the States, he could be tried again. Because in the States, that would be called double jeopardy. And he was already... well, hold on. Was he tried for that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was tried. And in the States, that would be called double jeopardy, and he couldn't be tried again.
なぜだろうな
I could be wrong,
ここから
though,
が
but I'm
大
pretty
変か
sure
もしれねえ
that's
け
how
ど
it works.
死ぬ気になったらできねえ。
星野、榎本。少し前に柳から連絡をもらってな。あとはこっちが引き取る。
I'm curious. I don't know Japanese laws.
いや、あんま見せられる状態じゃねえし、手当てなら自分。
Bruh. Just let her see it. Aww. But it is. You give it your all. I know that's the way that you are. And that's why I fell for him, but... maybe true love's kiss will heal your hand. Aw, this is so sweet!
ごめんな。
Sorry. Reached out to me and carefully wiped away my
心配
tears.
かけて。
Sorry I made you worry. I'm really sorry, so please
お
stop
前に
crying.
泣かれると。
When you cry, I really don't have any idea of what I should do. You're like a different
う
person.
るせえな。
Oh, be quiet. I'm always
こんなの
the one showing
お前
this
にお前
side to you. So I want to see your weak side too. Your dumb moments, show me all of it. Me too. You know, I guess it's really true that we have...
そうのそう。
Yeah,
えあ
I knew that. I deliberately
Wasn't
said the wrong
Stacy.
thing. I was just trying to make you laugh.
あ、笑ったな。
Yeah, you're cutest when you're smiling. You know, you're always act bashful, but then you say things like that without hesitation.
な
Huh? What did my
ひ
manly
ょっとして今の
complaint make you swoon? You'd get carried away easily. Well, my heart is always pounding when I'm with you, so
ぐらいいいだろ。
consider it payback.
お
You're the only one in the world that makes me feel like this. There you go again. Oh, that's right. It's a bit early, but I'll give it to you now. I mean, you should definitely go get first aid, though.
そりゃ
Come on now,
こ
consider
の
it
時
the
期に渡
season.
すものって言
What
っ
else
た
could
ら
it be but a Christmas present? Oh, you got one for me? Well, it's our first Christmas together since we started dating, you know? This is so cute! But if you have any requests, please tell me. As long as it's not too expensive, I can get it for you. Can it be anything? Of course.
プレゼントは
I want you. God, I can't say it. It's too hard.
ほら
I don't care what it is as long as you picked it for me. Any ways. Can I open it? Inside was a hairpin, fashioned with a clover design.
何にするか
I felt long and hard about what to get, but when I saw this, I knew that it was the right choice. I want you to be happy. No, that's not it. Just wishing isn't enough. I will make you happy. Those words sounded like vows from the future. I felt that the cover in my hand started shining as if to bless us. Aww! That was actually really sweet. I like that this one is more mysterious and it's not as heavy, like it's more heavy, but there's like these romantic little pockets, especially towards the end. I'm really wondering what the fan disc will be like, if the fan disc will have more romance. Oh, there's an after, yay! Oh wow, this is like a huge time jump. 3 months passed since his arrest. Since then, Zuko and Minchi have disabled the poison on the collars. They followed the signals to take those people into custody and remove their collars. Not long after that, Notice announced that they were canceling X Day. So all the perpetrators for the incident were arrested. The heads of Notice were still unaccounted for and currently remained at large. After the government saw there was no further action, they declared that Notice had given up on their plans and lifted the quarantine. And then, on my day off, I was at the field operations office with Mino. There have been twists and turns, but I've decided to return to the line of duty and return to field operations. They let him do that? You're a rookie again. I'm gonna train you from the ground up again. You better be ready. You best believe it. You're going too hard. Can't you find a gentler way to welcome me back? Seriously, geez, you know what? I had my eye on her. He's just showing her off to us. That's why you can't complain, even if we hit you. Hey, come on, she's my girlfriend. Everyone in field ops just got angrier. I can see it in their eyes. Let's take our stress out on him. Think of a move you want to try at Enomoto. I can't wait. Give me a break. You never change. This scene brings back so many memories. Mino was surrounded by smiling members of field operations. Normally, it's not a simple thing for an officer who resigned to return to duty. Although it's irrelevant in certain circumstances. Though Mino worked hard for it, he was able to return so quickly because of the major contributions he made to solving X Day. Not everything has healed, but none of his effort was wasted. We were able to laugh together now because of the obstacles we overcame together. While watching them smile, I finally felt like Mino had found his place right back where he belonged. Geez, why did you just stand there and smile? You should have said something. If I had said anything, it probably would have just added fuel to the fire. But at this rate, it seems like your return will be complete in April. I thought about whether to return to the force, but I knew I belonged there. Also declared that they'll both confront their problems as well. I'll also work harder than ever before. You best believe it! I want to become an officer that the people in my area can depend on. I received a letter that said he's rehabbing. He wrote that he'll be better in no time, so we don't need to worry about him. Aw, yay! But I have matured as an officer by the next time I see Saki. Yes, or he'll laugh at you. After we left the station, Mino said there was somewhere he wanted to go, so I followed. Propose! Get married! No, they're probably not. Oh! This place is. We arrived at the church where I was collared and first met Mino. I know this place isn't exactly full of good memories for you, but it's where our new lives began. It's a bit of a superstition. I wanted to come here again since it was where we first met. It's true that we can't let our past continue to control us. I looked around the church with a different outlook. Still, Yagami looked so cool when he saved you. He was like your savior, you know? You were just completely dumbfounded then. Huh? That's not how it was. I wasn't like that. You sure? Well, considering the situation, you couldn't help it if your heart skipped a beat. But it still hurts. I'm your prince, you know? Say something. You're making me look really dumb. I'm sorry, but you're totally right. You're the one for me, Mino. I won't have eyes for anyone else. But that's cheating. I like that about you, too. Jeez, yes, I like you, too. I love you. Please don't shout it too out loud. It's embarrassing. It's like when they went to the town and she's like, no, and he's like, will you be my partner? And I was like, oh, couples. Don't look at me like that. You know you're always on my mind. Once I return to the line of duty, I'll work real hard. Once things settle down, then I'll have to go meet your folks. That means my first reaction was that he was implying marriage, but I realized that Mino's always taking leaps like this. When he said meet, he probably didn't have any deeper meanings than that. While the thought was on my mind, Mino looked around the church pensively and then decided to speak. Well, I did bring you here just to check the place out for the near future. Huh? I frantically turned to Mino, but he's not nervous like he usually was. What are you so nervous about? Didn't I tell you that I'd make you happy? I recalled the words he said when he gave me the Christmas present. In the next instant, Mino grabbed me by the shoulder and pulled me towards him. Aww! We were gazing into those eyes up close, but I didn't know what to say.
本番はまだ
It's not the real thing yet, but it's
予行練習って
well, it's practice. His voice cracked, and I felt his hands on my shoulders start to shake. I could tell that Nina was really nervous. The real thing will definitely feel even more nerve-wracking.
まあ
Well, if I see you in a dress, I might
Dress
be moved to
姿.
tears. That's the father's
な
role.
仕方ねえだろ
I can't help it. You just being by my side makes me
家
this
族になって
happy.
くれ
When
る
we
君は
become family, I'll be so happy. I'll cry. I know that for sure. Then I better make sure that I'm prepared to wipe away those
Ah.
tears. Oh, and she's wearing the hair clip he got
当
her.
然キスもすることになるいいよな
We'll probably be kissing, right? Yes.
生まれてこの方
I've never done it
したこと
before in
ない
my life, but I don't want to mess up on the big
だから
day.
そ
So
の
can I do it now? Yes. We were close enough to hear each other's heartbeat. I was worried that I'd get as nervous as he was. Those thoughts filled my mind. I know I don't always have the best lines, but this is the purest thing I could ever feel.
お前が好き
Aww! She's so freaking cute! I can feel Mino's emotions. His hands when he declared his love. His eyes that were focused on me. Emotions rode on them to tell his feelings. And now, from our connected lips, I sense his complete and sincere love. I knew that I also loved Mino just as much as he loved me. He needed me. He gave me the strength to defend fear. Defeat fear. I embraced my everything. Even my weaknesses. He was my love. My happiness was right here. So I wanted to protect his happiness. I swore that to myself in my heart. Okay, that was so satisfying. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? I'm super happy with that. I have no further comment. That was good. As always, remember to eat some food, get some sleep, and drink some water because you're important. So is your health. And I will see you guys in the next video where we'll be doing someone from Color Malice. I just don't know who yet.